Oh, look, I'm ready to rise. I'm coming to that skateboard before.
Hi, guys.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
We will call to order this February 15th, 2022 meeting of the Lawrence County Board of Commissioners. Would all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a brief moment of silence. I don't have anyone to pick on today, so we'll go with me.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And please remain standing for a brief moment of silence. Thank you. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Steelvogel,
Here.
Commissioner Vogel,
Here.
Commissioner Boyd.
Here, we have quorum. No row officers with us today, so we have no row officer reports. No public with us today, so we have no public comments. Fiscal and contractual, no repository properties. We are announcing a bid for the coroner's 2010 Dodge Caravan. He's selling that vehicle and purchasing a new truck. I'll note this was duly advertised in various papers of record. And Dan was kind enough to hand me the notice here. It's for sale, 2010 Dodge Grand Caravan, white in color, 130,021 miles, fair condition. Item is being sold as is, where is. Item may be seen by appointment by calling the coroner's office at 724-202-6675. County reserves the right to reject any and all bids and to waive informalities in the bids submitted as public interest may require. You can send bids to the county controller's office and they must be submitted by 3 p.m. on Monday, February 28th, 2022. Those bids will be opened at our March 1st meeting.
Morgan, sorry to interrupt, but per our solicitor, he said that because it is under a certain amount of money, we don't have to advertise in the paper. We just have to post it on the bulletin board at the front of the building by the sheriff's office.
Oh, great. Well, strike that. It's posted on the bulletin board.
There you go.
It
Thank
will
you.
be after this meeting.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sure.
Anybody have any questions, comments on it?
No.
I'll note that the replacement vehicle the coroner is getting, he's splitting the cost with us out of that. I think it's the Act 182 fund. So we're taking, I want to say $27,500 from our capital fund, and the coroner's matching that to get the cost of an outfitted truck for coroner operations and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but cadaver transportation. We have no receipt of bids or proposals. We do have warrant registers from February 11, 9, and 7. I'll give my colleagues a minute to check those over and take a motion to accept and file the warrant register.
So moved.
Second.
No motion is second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. We do have minutes from Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. Again, I'll give my colleagues a minute to check those over and take a motion to approve the minutes or make any changes as necessary next week.
So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. There's a more united front there. Presentation of written communications. We have one from RG Steel. This is a positive thing just based on that's transpired in February of 2020.
Oh, geez.
God, I miss those days. It's just a modification of MPDES permit for their location, RG Steel's location in Pulaski Township. I feel really the need to read that. Any questions, comments on that?
No.
I'll take a motion to accept and file correspondence.
So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. So now we're going the other way on. Staff reports.
I'm awake now.
Yeah, we're going back and forth here. It's one of the benefits of calling a vote. You just say aye immediately afterwards. You don't have to think. Staff reports. Vanessa, Joe, you have anything? Great. Commissioner reports and comments. Dan, you're on deck. Floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Just an update on the issue involving the upcoming primary election. We've been advised by our state Commissioners Association, and some of this we've already talked about, but I think it does bear repeating, that back on February 7, Commonwealth Court Judge McCullough, who had been appointed as a special master relative to the proposed congressional boundary maps, made a recommendation that the map that had been approved by both the House and Senate back in January, but was vetoed by the governor, she did recommend to the Supreme Court that it be approved. The Supreme Court did, however, issue an order to temporarily suspend the election calendar. And I emphasize the word calendar, not the election, but the calendar, all of the dates that need to be met leading up to the primary election, noting that the court will be hearing arguments on the congressional redistricting matter. Those are scheduled to begin on the 18th of February. At least this information was as of February 11th. That means that today would have been the day that nominating petitions could be circulated. This is an interesting year in that, with one exception, all of the nominating petitions for offices that are up this year have to be taken out in Harrisburg. State representative, state senator, United States Congress, and so on. U.S. Senate governor and lieutenant governor, maybe that covers it all. The one exception being, in Lawrence County, the office of Democratic Precinct Committee Person, which requires a nominating petition. Normally, those petitions would have been available at 8 o'clock this morning, but because of the Supreme Court ruling, those petitions are not available. I did stop in just before this meeting to see if in the last 2 hours, if anyone has shown up to pick up a nominating petition for those seats on the Democratic County Committee. So far, nobody has. So that tells me either folks know not to come in, or maybe they just haven't come in yet.
Or there's not enough Democrats in the county.
I was waiting for that.
So,
For something like that.
so we remain in this position of just everything's on hold right now. And we wait to see what the Supreme Court does. And as we've said at prior meetings, the Commonwealth, whether it be the legislature, or the governor, or in this case, the courts, they make these rules. We don't.
Correct.
And once the rules are determined and decided, then we'll do what we have to do. But my point is that if anyone would be contemplating running for Democratic County Committee and wanted to come in today to pick up a petition, our folks are not able to hand out nominating petitions. Don't blame us and don't blame them. The fact is, this is based upon a Supreme Court order. So those are my comments. I thank you both.
Thank you. Loretta, you go to the floor.
I'm good. Dan brought up the election. I think that's the only thing we have right now that's happening, that we are on standby, and until we hear something more, there's not much we can do. So.
And I like your word standby. That's very accurate. Yeah,
right.
Very accurate.
We're at the whim of the courts at this point in time.
I have nothing.
Okay.
Move on to the vote-a-rama. This is the resolution for the bids for the Caravan. It'll be resolution 2022-48.
48.
We pretty much covered that. Are there any other comments, questions?
No.
I'll note it notes the vehicle's worth less than $2,000, so do with that what you will. Now there's be resolved by Lawrence County, post the sale of the Dodge Grand Caravan at Lawrence County Courthouse for bids on the vehicle. Do we have a motion for resolution 2022-48?
So moved.
Second. Motion second. Sorry for discussion. Hearing none. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. This will be 49. This budget amendment is due to insurance reimbursement we received I believe relating to either the CYS, the pipe issue we had up there with back up the bathroom.
Okay.
I believe that's it.
Okay.
That's what it
Is that what it is?
There you go.
Gotcha. So this is just accommodating, basically we took that out of maintenance and repairs CYS. Now because we
Putting it
got it
back.
back from the insurance, we're putting it back in.
Okay.
Questions, comments on that? I'll take a motion.
So moved.
Second. Motion is second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion, Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. This $5,000 to maintenance, materials and supplies. This is due with the Tammy Crawford taking office. She's getting some new furniture, getting her office
Already
situated.
costing us money.
That didn't take
I'll
long.
tell you.
Didn't take long.
She's been very frugal.
Yes, she has.
I
Well,
say that jokingly.
She looked at me because she was inquiring about furniture and she wanted to paint the just paint the desk
Mhm.
in there because she wants to make her own office. And then when I told her, I said, you could, if you want to, you can buy your own office furniture. And she was absolutely taken aback,
Yes,
shocked,
yes.
excited.
Right,
But that's what that's for.
yes.
I'll take a motion to approve 2022-50.
So moved.
Second, we have a motion to second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. This is a transfer for the ongoing IT
Ongoing.
upgrade project, in the amount of $1 million. That's more than we're gonna need. I just figured, put it in there in the event for contingencies and et cetera. We already have,
Right.
with the wiring project going on right now, the next purchase is going to be a $100,000 purchase to get switches, in here. I'm not an IT guy. I'll do my best to explain what those are. Basically, what those are is we have our, servers located in the IT room. Each of those servers does different functions or is responsible for different functions, from hosting our shore system to hosting certain court-related systems to hosting certain systems that we use in our suite of offices, like even just our internal computers. Those cords, because the way the servers are hooked up, and again, Bill would be able to provide a much better definition on what's going on here. But they get sent up to certain areas, and the switches prohibit access from certain computers to certain functions. So, for example, while one wire might have elections, courts, and maybe some certain things for the sheriff on it, if it's going to the sheriff's office, the switch will limit the sheriff's ability to access elections or courts. So
Very well put, in layman's terms.
Yeah.
I understand, so that's a good litmus test. Okay.
So that's sort of the next.
Right.
We also need to pay out some audio visual equipment that was installed in courtrooms 3 and courtrooms 4. I'll note that both judges were very complimentary of the audio equipment. I guess it very much enhanced their ability to perform operations in their offices and then in their courtrooms. And then the third purchase is going to be 4 new servers, which is going to be the expensive one, the reason why we need to transfer $1 million in. We're virtualizing the network and creating redundancy to where if something happens in this building and those servers go down, our operations will be able to shift up to basically an offsite location, which we don't currently have. Allow basically the courthouse IT to run off of those backup servers. Same with if the other location goes down. At that point, they're able to shunt back to us. The other benefit of the servers that Bill is looking at buying is their virtualized servers, which means in effect, we'll be able to access, right now we use VPNs to get into our computers from offsite. The way the virtualized servers work is we'll be able to get into our computers from basically any computer in the world, so long as we have basically access to the virtual desktop. But that's sort of where that million's coming from. I wanted to give it because it is a large dollar figure.
Right, absolutely. We knew that. We knew that we needed a lot of work to be done, so.
And thankfully, we have American Rescue Plan funds
Yes,
to cover these
Yes.
costs. It's needed done for a while. We didn't.
Right.
I know the county didn't really have the money in previous years, and we're certainly glad to be putting some of our stimulus funding towards improving our IT. The next step, I'm on the tangent of the IT project, is to go to each individual department and say, hey, specific. So this right now we're at sort of broad-based IT functions. In other words, we got to get the building rewired, covers everybody. We've got to get new switches in place, covers everybody. We've got to get new servers in place, covers everybody. The next step is gonna be to go department by department, assess their individual IT needs, and then make purchases to accommodate those needs. So for example, one of the things that the Authoritary's office might be able to benefit from is virtual filing of petitions for various court functions. Bill and the IT department will go up there, say, hey, is this something that you need, or what do you need? And then work with them to figure out how to best grant them those approved functions.
Along those lines, and I'll make this very brief, but Loretta and I, a few weeks ago, attended the County Commissioners Association Board of Directors meeting. And their IT director gave a very lengthy report, but one thing I want to compliment Bill and Eric is that they are working more closely with the CCAP IT folks. And I think by doing so, it either has or will allow us some savings. Now, correct me if I'm wrong,
Right.
but and that Mike, Mike's last name just popped out of my head. It's a real short last name.
Yes, it is.
Mike, I almost had it. But anyway, I know Bill has spoken with him on occasion, so glad to see that happen.
Yes,
And
definitely.
you could probably tell more about it than I can.
No, basically what you said is true, that they're using, Bill has made the contacts with CCAP to customize and enhance our systems with what they have.
Right.
So that it can be even more compatible.
Thank you both.
Yes.
So we'll make this 51, unless there are any more questions, comments,
Nope.
anything? And I'll note again, this is new money coming in anywhere. We're just, it's COVID dollars, and we're transferring those COVID dollars from the contingency fund that was already in the capital fund. We're not actually even drawing from the ARP fund. They were already in that fund, largely due to surpluses incurred last year. And just shifting those from that contingency capital fund to the IT capital fund. But I'll take a motion for 51.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion to second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Only other couple of things is we're moving Westport. This is a public safety thing. This ties into, and I've said it over and over again, public safety accounts that were changed by the state for reporting purposes. And so we're sort of building the plane as we're flying it as it relates to the chart of accounts for public safety. This is just shifting money. We put it in one area of the budget. As it turns out, it needs to go to another to pay it out. Again, we're sort of learning this as we go, as we progress.
And once it's learned, then they'll change it again.
Absolutely.
And have to be relearned.
Well, they just did that for liquid fuels.
Yeah, right?
They just did that for liquid fuels.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have no clue. I mean, we'll figure it out. But,
Yes.
and then this is CYS contingency, the CYS maintenance and repairs kind of what we just talked about. This covers the premium costs with the damage of the pipes at Elmira. And I'll note that was, I don't even know what caused that. I think it was just an old building and it needed new pipes.
Right.
But I'll take a motion to approve administrative transfers 1 and 2.
So moved.
Second. Motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. No ordinances on the table for introduction or final action. Next commissioners meeting will be 10 a.m. Tuesday, February 22nd in this room. There will be a prison board meeting on Wednesday, February 16th, 2022 in this room at noon. I believe we have retirement board today, as soon as everybody gets here. And then the courthouse itself will be closed February 21st, 2022 in observance of President's Day. Am I forgetting anything?
I will be in Harrisburg Thursday and Friday this week. The PCOMP, Workers' Compensation Trust Fund Board, is holding a meeting, so I'll be attending that meeting. So you guys have to muddle through without me, which things will probably run a lot more smoothly while I'm gone.
I'll tell you this, when Joe and I were here alone and both of you were at the CCAP board, it is absolutely a miracle this building stands.
Oh, well, you called every minute of every day.
Absolutely a
My
miracle.
goodness, Morgan.
Absolutely. We had Vanessa
make a
running around
decision,
like
will you?
crazy. What do you want me to tell you? We had Perry arrested like 6 people. He's not even allowed to do that. You know, it was always a mess. Any public comments? Seeing none, Lawrence County Board of Commissioners adjourned.
I didn't see Sarah out there, so she Guess we'll just wait for her to get here.
Yeah. I sort of, I miss those days when it was very quiet.